Hi my friends, family members and researchers of the NIBIRU Planet X NEMESIS System. This is the second part of my clip which I promised to you guys, and the evidence will get even more better and better and better and more interesting like you have seen in the first one. So I hope you enjoy this clip. And not forget to say today is December the 1st, 2017, and I hope you enjoy the second part the same as you enjoyed the first part, but it's getting more interesting, guys. So sit back, enjoy, and have fun. This is the rest of the last clip in my first video, which I showed you just a couple of days ago, and it is the rest of it which I would like to show you before we go on with the other clips. You see my lens flares here in the in this video, which I mention here very shortly one more time. The lens flares are on the bottom. There are the white spots, blue, green, sometimes reddish looking. You also see a little object underneath the sun, which I believe is also a reflection, maybe into the chemtrails or into my camera lens. At this time, I'm not so sure about this day, but you can see on the 10 o'clock position, you can see our friend. So there is no denying and no doubt about it, because it is not a lens flare, guys. That's the real object. While the chemtrails are going so dark, reddish and dark orange, and the sun is going down and is disappearing behind the chemtrails, for sure this object is disappearing too, because it gets to some part illuminated, that's what I believe, or it is a shadow which comes into our atmosphere through the chemtrails. I'm not so sure about this, guys, but that's how it works here. You will see just in a little bit another clip, because I took this off here and to save some spots and some space on my camera, and then you will see something what comes out on the bottom where the ocean is, and it was not the sun, because the sun was already gone for a while. This is the rest of the clip the same day, where you can see on the bottom where the sunset actually took place is a little object, and what you see here right now will amaze you. I was adjusting a little bit more my camera. I did not have my camera on a tripod. That's why you see my camera always moving around a little bit, but you still can see actually what I would like to show you. Just watch it, guys. At this time, people were still walking around. I was looking at the sunset. I was looking at this appearings at the sunset area, but nobody really paid no attention. And this is really weird if I see things like that, because people walking by like nothing is happened, and then those people asking all the time, oh, how it comes we don't see anything. Yeah, well, people, that's exactly the reason why you don't see anything, because you're not watching, you're not looking, you don't pay no attention at all. Look at this guy. I had this captured already in one of my other clips, which I believe is still the same. It's a little different at this time. The object moved around a little bit. Maybe the orbit is a little bit different, maybe from a different angle. I cannot say at this time, because it is about 2-3 weeks ago where I have put out this video clip of my, which says amazing 3 suns at one time. So now let us go on with the next clip. What you can see in this clip here right now is exactly from July the 20, no, what was it? It was actually August the 21st, excuse me guys. It was where we had the sun eclipse, and this is what I actually captured here in the sky. I was watching and observing the sky 2 hours before the sun eclipse and actually 2 hours after the sun eclipse. You still can see the object above the sun to the 10-11 o'clock position. At this time, you see the funny shape in a little bit where you could actually see her. Might be I passed this area already, because it's a very long clip, and I don't want to show you and bother you guys too long with a sun eclipse here with this object. But it was like we had two eclipses at one time, one of the object to 10 o'clock and the other was the sun. We could not see that much here in Panama City Beach, Florida, where there was only 2/4 or 3/4 actually eclipsed, and the sun was still very bright. I had put this video clip actually out to Skywatch Media News, and they put it out in their one of their reportation, or one of their videos, and was reporting on it, and they was very amazed of the fact that we had actually 2 eclipses, one of the sun and one of the object, which is very, very rare, I think, and I don't believe that it was the sun who was it was the moon, excuse me, who was eclipsing actually our sun. But this is just my opinion. This is just what I think about it. But you see, this object, while the sun is already back bright and the chemtrails was gone at this day, and it was about 2 o'clock right now, a little bit after 2, you still can see, you know, the object was still eclipsed by something in the sky. This clip was made on the 22nd of August 2017, a day right after the sun eclipse, and it was about 40 seconds, which I took this little picture, this little clip here in video, which you can see here in the picture. You see that the object is still there around 9-10 o'clock position. And it was kind of interesting just to catch it and to show that it was still there. This is also a picture from the 22nd, a little bit later that day, where we had chemtrails coming in. You can see a little bit the shadows of this object to the left side, to 10 o'clock position, but the chemtrails are so thick and they took the view away of the whole thing. It was very early this afternoon, so I was waiting a little bit a little bit longer to see if I could catch this object again at a later time. This is an airplane I captured at this day, the same day in the afternoon. It was one of the airplanes we have seen last year, or this year actually, it's still 2017, which was flying around over our town here over months. And it was circling around the town over hours. I cannot say if it was a military airplane, what actually the purpose was, you know, of this circling around of this airplane. I don't know, but I have seen it over months and over hours in the sky. That's the same day, 22nd, later this afternoon, and you can see this object is very close to the sun, so that you have a hard time actually to see it at 10 o'clock position. The chemtrails was lifting up a little bit, so the object was actually a little bit more visible than before. One more time. Same day, a little bit later, you see the shadow at 10 o'clock position, but doing the chemtrail, it was very hard, you know, to spot some more of this object. I took this picture the same day out of the car, and I know it is very, very unsteady because I was driving, but I had to take this video clip here for a short moment because we had 3 different light sources to see in the sky. It was very, very interesting actually, the way the light source was coming out of the sky and out of the chemtrails, and that's the reason why I actually took it. If you really can look at it, and sorry, my camera just was messed up. If you look at this part underneath and on top, you actually can see those different light sources. I have seen it actually a little bit better, but was actually very interesting here at this specific clip is this area here, guys. You cannot see it right now because here is the arrow in the middle, but if you look at this very closely here, you can see there was something in the sky which actually looked like objects close together popping out of the chemtrails. But then on the other hand, I'm not so sure if there are objects so close to each other that you could actually say these are objects, because it can also be weird appearings of chemtrails. So whatever it was kind of interesting still to show it to you guys. I still have here a little bit left of this clip where you still can see those objects right above the chemtrails or in the chemtrails, and then you see the other light source on top. Well, very funny. I mean, very funny looking skies. The skies are looking weird, and sometimes with all these weird looking chemtrails, you really you have to be very careful, you know, what you say or what you claim is an object and as a real object and what not. But it's kind of interesting how they do chemtrailing our sun and the sun area with these chemtrails, and they make it look like there are objects in the sky. I mean, this is pretty amazing, people. But let us go to the next clip here. This is a clip here from August the 29th, 2017, this year. And I want you to pay close attention to all these little orbs very close around the sun, and even to 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock position. It was 2 o'clock position, And I believe there was another one at 7 o'clock position where you should pay attention to, because you see those little objects glowing around our sun and not moving away, and you see another big object coming out at 9 o'clock position, which was very weird, and the sky was looking very weird this day, where I was not so sure what I was looking at. But I will let you look at this clip for a little bit, and then you make up your mind, guys, what you think, what you see here, what this is in the sky, if these are all clouds, little ball clouds, or if there is more around our sun that we all think. For sure, our friend at 11 o'clock position, like you can see, is sneaking out a little bit more. And I think at 7 o'clock position there was one other object which was not moving away, and it was stationary there. So I believe they can be illuminated, and I believe it's just the time and the day where the chemtrails appear as a mist or as a dust, or this ionized mist what we have in our clouds, in our skies, excuse me, that it helps sometimes to see those objects. People might think, you know, these are just clouds, little clouds. You see underneath the sun, very close to the sun, there's another little small object exactly at 6 o'clock position. Another one was at 5 o'clock position. Yeah, well, people, I guess it is what it is. It is getting harder and harder to find those objects and to capture them in a video clip, because they're doing a good job that we do not see those objects like we have seen them before, but I still capture them, and I'm happy about it. We'll change a little bit the color here. It'll help a little bit so that it might be easier for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Just have to play around a little bit with my equipment here, and then you can see what I'm talking about. You can see those objects. Okay, let us go on to the next clip. This little clip here was done for me on August the 31st in the daytime hours. And specific in this one here also, I will show you what I'm talking about when I'm saying and talking about the cluster sun. Everything what is so close to the sun and appears like little balls and orbs and whatever. This is the reason why I call our sun the cluster sun, because there are so many objects close and around the sun, and we do have the ability to see them if we catch them at the right time, at the right place, and if we constantly observing and monitoring those things. And then, yes, for sure, then we can see them, guys. We had chemtrailing very bad at this day on the 31st, and we had different color chemtrails, like you might can see here in my little clip. And there was also very close to the area of the sun small little objects which I tried to capture. The sun was very, very bright this day, and like you can see, I could not even see our friend at the 10 o'clock position. There was smaller chemtrails, there were chemtrail mist, there was thicker chemtrails. I did not know if they're, doing the chemtrails with different compounds from day to day or week to week. I'm not sure about this, but this is something, I just want to show you guys to let you see how funny the sun looks sometimes on top on the sun. And then the chemtrails are so thick, that it is so hard to actually spot something. But I believe he was right at 10 o'clock again, behind those little chemtrails as a shadow. This is the rest of the clip, guys. Just enjoyed it, and then we go on with some more evidence I have for you. Look at 10 o'clock position a little bit on the upper part. I see something there too. For the rest, I will show you a little clip here from September the 5th, 2017, where we were waiting actually on the Hurricane Irma coming our way and our direction. And like you will see in a little bit, you can see a big round object on 12 o'clock position, which looks like a cloud, but I think and believe it was an object. You can see right to the right side a yellow area there on top, where the color actually was pretty weird. And then you can look at here where the three light sources are coming out through the chemtrails. You see on the first one in the middle of this clip to the right side, you see something coming and looking out of the chemtrails, and you see also a very red spot here in this area where I think this is actually our friend. We had the sky was so very badly chemtrailed, and like you can see with black dark chemtrails, very thickening and very, very dense. You see on the first light source on top to the 10 o'clock position, where I think and believe there was this object behind the chemtrails. To the right side of the first light in the middle, there was another light source which came out greenish looking all of a sudden, which indicates with the thermal lens that it was actually very warm, a very hot object. But the sun was not on top. In this first spot, the sun was already on the third spot, I believe, here in this area, and almost going to the sunset, where the sunset here in the ocean. So we had some different light sources here at this moment, and different areas where some objects actually just appeared out of nowhere. And if you look at it and you're not aware of it, what to look for, what could actually be an object, then you never would actually see it. I was moving my camera around a little bit at this time because this clip was over 10 minutes actually. I was going to see if I can see something else, in a different area. But so far I can say every object I ever captured in those 1.5 years, and it started out in 2013 actually, where I captured the first time one big dark red object in the sky close to the sun. I always have captured these objects close to the sun and in the sun area, in the sun surroundings and in the aurora of the sun. So there was never for me a different spot actually to look for if I could find any other areas with any other, objects. It was always my attention to look forward to it around the sun. There was not a question for me not to look at this area and look at other areas. So, and everything what I ever captured in all those months and years, it was always, like I said, close to the sun and never in a different area. See, a lot of people are walking around on the pier. They go fishing. They're just walking around and enjoying and watching other people just fishing from the pier and looking a little bit into the sky. But the most people, they do not pay any attention. They do not pay any attention to this, what is going on in our skies. And therefore I think, this is the reason why the most people just missing out on these objects, what we see and what I have captured, like, some of my fellow researchers also. But you really have to look around. You really have to be out over hours and you have to capture and you have to take photographies and you have to take pictures and video clips and then you spot those objects, then you see them, but you have to pay attention. If you just look up for once in a while and you look around and you're not keep constantly looking and focusing, on what you actually be looking for, then you will miss those objects. And like I said, they're not right around the corner. They're out of in space. They're behind our atmosphere, behind our ozone layers. We, like the stars, we cannot see the stars in the daytime because of our ozone and the atmosphere. We start seeing those things in the night. And when these objects not glowing and they have no glowing by themselves, no light source, then for sure, how can we see them in the night? And this is the problem. We see shadows, we see colors, we know what's going on, but these objects, to see them as bright in the sky like the moon, this is not possible at this time. I don't know for much longer or how much longer, they will disappear behind the chemtrails because, they're still chemtrailing and make sure, we don't see anything. But one day, my friends, one day, everyone will see those objects. Everyone will see those planetary objects when they're coming in. And then they are wondering where they come from all of a sudden. That's the way I think it will work, and that's the way it will be. This clip, my friends, is from the 7th of October, or September, excuse me. September the 7th, 2017, and like you can see here in this clip, 2 days later, you can see two objects above the sun to the left side. And when I saw this, I was so shocked. I was amazed and shocked. But you will see as lower the sun goes and the chemtrails are coming in with the orange and reddish looking color, you will see this object above will disappear in a little bit, and then you just see for a while the other glowing object with a yellowish color. But I will let this clip run for a little bit for you guys, and you just enjoy my findings here. You see the sun, and the aurora of the sun is going around, and also is going around this object. You see the very weird shape of the sun, and you see the sky. The color of the sky is a little bit different on the bottom, close to the pier, where you see these people right now. I'm not talking about my lens flares you see moving, okay? Make the pictures a little bit milky at this point. But I'm talking about above them, and then you go on and go above the sun, and you can see there the sun is already dark orange, reddish glowing. So this is the reason, I believe, why they're also spraying different chemtrails, different colors, different compoundments, excuse me, that we do not see those objects. Honestly, I can't believe that they do not know what we have in the sky. Honestly, my friends, I know. They know pretty well what is coming in, and they try to keep it under the rock and try to cover it up as long as they can, because they don't want no hysteric outbreak. They don't want that the people flipping out and all going crazy because they're seeing those objects. But like you can see, look at the people. They're just walking by, and they're looking shortly to the sun, and they're saying, "Wow, yeah, it looks nice. A little bit weird, but that's just how it is with the clouds." Yeah, well, whatever they believe. On top, all the way on top, on 12 o'clock position, you see this yellowish glowing place there, and I thought actually there was something in there too. Looks like something was separating in them, but I'm not so sure about it, because like I said, it can also be the chemtrails and the weird looking clouds and the chemtrails. They are looking like round balls and objects sometimes. So I cannot say that everything what I see in the sky, what looks weird, is an object. I'm not going to do this, but we have more than 1, 2, or 3 objects in our skies, people. There are big ones, medium size, and very, very small ones. And the one you have seen here right now, they're pretty big. They're far out, but they're pretty big. I have seen yesterday at the Weather Channel, there was actually pretty late in the late evening yesterday, or late night, let me say it was a night. There was, having this show which says 10 ways till our Earth will end one day. And I was looking at this, and I was wondering, because they was talking about rogue stars, they're traveling through our universe, and with high speed. And they also explained what was happening, you know, how our Earth actually, you know, was the Earth like we know it right now, million of years away, and that, you know, something hit our Earth, and then something else hit our Earth, so how that was the way how we actually got our water here on our Earth. All this, you know, is scientific speculation, and we do not really know what was going on, and we just can speculate with everything, you know, what we have, with the history and with all the research, what they've been doing. And I think they're pretty good by predicting certain things, or, you know, telling us what was happened so many years ago. But what get me is actually, they never say actually what can happen if a rogue star, or, you know, a brown dwarf, or the system actually would come and come in our inner solar system, and they're just passing by. If they were just passing by, you know, close to us, like it seems, you know, when we look at our skies and what we see, they never was talking about that. Always, you know, what has happened when a planet hits our planet, a solar storm, a gamma ray outburst hit our, you know, our Earth, all these catastrophic events which leads to our Earth just disappear and the people disappear, you know. But if something is coming close by as a flyby, they do never talk about those things, and that's really weird. I must say that, because if we can see it in the sky, and we capture it, and so many people are capturing it, why they cannot capture it? Tell me that. They have these $1 million equipment, and they will telling us, you know, they don't see those things. I think they really think we are so naive, and we're so dumb and so stupid, you know. We believe everything, you know, what they're telling us and what they're showing us, and that's all what they have to do. And then, you know, our curiosity is satisfied. But that's not how it works, people. It's not how it works. The big object, like you see the big shadow there in the reddish looking area. It almost disappear right now with the sun, and I let you see this for a little bit longer, and then I go on and will show you just another clip with some more evidence. I was just going a little bit forward with this clip here, because like I said, it's pretty long, and I don't want to bar you with this stuff, you know, and show you all over again and again, you know, the same thing. But you see the sun is going down. It is, the sun is, you know, right where it appears, where this guy just walked by, and you see the shadow of the other object right on 10 o'clock position. This is the sky, how the sky was looking at this day. I mean, some parts there was really blue, was pretty nice, but the most chemtrails, like always, they're right in front of our sun and of these objects. You see, might be a little spot left where these people was just standing there and was looking out to the sun. There's still a little shadow of this object. It is in the surrounding area here from the sun and the aurora. The sun was already gone behind the ocean, or sunset took place. Let me say it like that. There was just a little bit left. You see here, chemtrails already lifting. There was some spots, you know, still in the sky with some little light sources where you can see, but the sun was already gone. Let me go on here with the next one. This clip here, guys, is from September the 23rd, where I actually almost missed the sunset. There were so many chemtrails in the sky that I thought I could not see a sunset, because like you could see where the cursor is, a little bit underneath the cursor right now, there was the sun going down, and the sky was actually looking pretty weird. Like you can see, I had those glowing little ball looking things on top on the disappearing sun, and I thought actually that was it. I said, okay, I'm too late. I didn't see anything, so but I still thought I wait a little bit longer, just in case to see what's coming out. I was about actually to leave the area because the sun was gone, sky was looking okay, like regular. There was nothing really that out of the ordinary. But all of a sudden, when I saw this glowing on top on the chemtrails, I was looking down, and right on top on the water, I was looking at this spot there. And this was not the first time that I actually captured this weird looking area, which was fire red, and it was not an oil platform, which we do have in the Gulf, but not that close to the shore. It was an object glowing, and I think it was not only one or two. I think we had 3 objects close together, disappearing, like you will see here. One on the right side is glowing. You see the round ball in a little bit. Then something else in the middle. And another one was to the right, to the left side. It was pretty amazing, and I was glad that I was not gone. I was glad that I still was waiting to see if there was coming something out of the chemtrails, or if I would see, a very darkish red looking sky, which I could capture. But I captured actually something much better at the sunset area. I cannot say what it is. Somebody would ask me to find an explanation for it. I cannot. I don't know. I did not know what I captured here. But it's interesting. It was floating around there for a long time. It was not disappearing just like that. It was there. Like it was hovering on top on the ocean before it actually disappeared, but it was very weird. Yeah, and then it just disappeared with this little spot there. Okay, that's it. In this short video clip here from September the 26th, which I took early in the morning, you can see that there was an object all of a sudden between 1 and 2 o'clock. I did not know, my friends, if this is the same object. If the object just moved within its orbit to a different area, because this was made within three days, or let me say actually 14 days since I have captured the other object before to the 10 and 11 o'clock position. So this here was 14 days later, actually 13-14 days, and here all of a sudden the object is to the 1 o'clock position. Like you can see, there was a lot of lens flares on the bottom and also underneath the sun. Some little, orb-looking objects, they are moving, but you clearly can see that the object is stationary right on top to 1 o'clock position of the sun. Let us go on with the next one. This clip here was done from me on the same day, on the 28th of September. But only in the afternoon hours. Like you can see, the sun is already pretty much down and close to the sunset. And you can see that I captured this object again at this time, still at the 1 o'clock position. You also can see another little glowing object which is all the way far out in the red aurora of the sun, which will disappear in a little bit. But anyways, let us focus on this clip here right now. You can see the sun, some chemtrails. The object is behind some chemtrails, but still to see and still glowing because it still get enough sun, or the sun is still reflecting out into space where this object actually is located, so that we can see it here. Underneath the sun, you see the reflection into the chemtrails. Actually, of the sun, it comes from my lens. My lens flare is bringing the reflection out back. Therefore, it looks like it is right underneath the sun, another object. Now it is in the water, but it's just the reflection from the object, what also my lens is capturing. I did put a red laser lens on top on my telescope and camera, because I wanted to be sure, that I see this object, that it was there. Still with the red chemtrails to see right now. The other moving objects to the right side right now here with a purple color for sure are the lens flares of the camera and my telescope. Still a little reflection from the stationary object, into the water. And yeah, that's what we see. Now I did took the red laser lens away again, and there was something very awkward too. It was not only that I still could see the object to 1 o'clock. You see right on top on the sun, you see a glowing and reflecting, like there was another light source going up and like flickering. I did not know what it actually was, where it came from, why this appears like that, into my camera. I have no answer for that. I thought it was something else reflecting actually back into my lens, another light source, another heat source. I cannot say. I never have seen it before in my clips, so I do not have any explanation for it. Maybe it's just a reflection of all those chemtrails with those nanoparticles in it, which also capture, the reflection of this object. I cannot say it, guys. I have not the answer for everything, but you still see this looks so very wonderful and beautiful. The sun and the object close together, going lower and lower and almost disappearing. And it is very beautiful, and it's still breathtaking. I can tell you that. Yeah, I was going up here just to show you, you know, some of these black chemtrails, and there was this helicopter actually flying around. I thought I can catch it right in front of the sun, but it was, you know, too high up. Yeah, the object appears to be here behind the chemtrails, but it is still reflecting. The sun goes lower and lower, and let me cut this a little bit shorter here. You see where the sun is set right now and almost disappear, you know, at the end of our clip here. And behind the ocean, you see the dark reddish chemtrails in front of this object. The object is disappearing too. Yes, my friends, this is the rest of it, and I hope you enjoyed it. There is one more clip coming after this, clip number 3, with some more little evidence to those occurrences and to those objects in our skies around the sun and wherever they are in their orbits. And I hope you had fun, you enjoyed, you know, my clip, and like I said, I try to explain it as good as I can. You know, English is not my native language. You know, if I could say all those things in German to you guys, I would be just much better off, and might be, you know, I could explain it a little bit better to you. You might be would understand it a little bit better. Like you can see here, I captured at the end still some little objects in the sky that was glowing while the sun was already gone. Maybe some little clouds, whatever it is, maybe some objects. I don't know, I'm not so sure about that. I hope you all have a good night. This clip was a little bit longer because, you know, I just wanted to show you a little bit more of my clips, a little bit longer parts for you to see what I have captured and, you know, explain as best as I could. I hope you all be safe, have a good night, enjoy this upcoming weekend. Like I said, today is Friday, December the 1st, 2017. And yeah, you all stay safe and healthy and look up at the skies. Be careful on the streets, watch the cell phone users, and be prepared, people. Whatever it is, whatever will come our way, always be prepared. And yeah, what else can I say? You know, I see you to at the next time and next day with another clip, and I hope I can make some more new clips which I can bring out. But this evidence, you know, you have seen here is the best evidence I ever have captured of this NEMESIS system, which I still call NEMESIS system. So you all stay safe, have a good night. I enjoyed doing that for you guys, and, you know, talk to you later when clip number 3 is coming out. Bye bye.